Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 23rd. We're going to jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. You have this gate card that says Opportunities Home. You also have this snake card that says Desire and Attraction on it. So there could be love, obviously, coming in for you here. And for some of you, I feel like you're like waking up to the fact that you're attracted to a person, or vice versa. Take it how it resonates, but it's like there's some sort of attraction here. I would also say that like I would be using your powers of attraction because Nine of Cups, it is a good card. It could be a good card of love because it can just represent wish fulfillment or some sort of wish coming into your life, but. With the Nine of Cups, we kind of have to bathe in an energy. We have to become the energy of something that we desire to have in our life. So, this whole entire reading is pretty straightforward here, Aries. There is something that you're kind of like letting go of here as well. So I do feel that it might cause a tower moment, but I feel like you had the tower like in your mid-monthly reading or, whatever last week was. I don't know what day it was, but it's like I think you had the tower. So it does seem to me like you are kind of like rebuilding something or letting something go. And you're building something new. You have this gate card that says, again, Opportunities Home. You have the snake card that says Desire and Attraction. I thought I saw another home card here, but I don't. So never mind. Although what I will say is the tower can represent a move. And I'm almost 1,000% sure that I've been saying to you recently that it seems to me like there could be a lot of like good things coming in for you in like some sort of move or some sort of traveling situation. So, I always get like travel for work for you as well, Aries. It's like popping into my head, but it's like weird because, I feel like I'm reading for a specific person. So I always hesitate to say these messages because it's only going to like apply to one of you or something, but it's almost like someone out there. It could be multiple of you, though. It's like maybe maybe you're not moving, but maybe you're doing a lot of traveling for work. It's like I see someone who like goes out and then comes back. I don't know. It's so weird, but it's tied to work. It's not like going out, coming back like a relationship. It's not some sort of yo-yo relationship. But what I would say is if you're doing this for work, I feel like there's a ton of abundance coming in. Or if you're thinking about having a business or starting a job that involves travel, just intuitively, I feel it's not even really showing up here in the reading. But again, I read intuitively, so that's what I'm getting here. You do have the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Judgment card. Number one, I would definitely be careful of the past here, like a past person, because they could be causing a tower moment, or maybe they already have caused a tower moment for you. But it does look like to me you're waking up to a new person that could lead to marriage, and you're thinking about this person a lot. Or again, vice versa, they might be thinking about you a lot, or both of you. This person could definitely be a Capricorn, but it's very weird because I see this as one person, I see this as one person. So it's like maybe you were dealing with like a false twin flame, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know. I think these titles are ridiculous, right? Is what I would say. It causes more problems than it does like solutions, right? So I just say find a good person who puts in the work. It doesn't matter what you call them, right? But what I would say here is I feel like this way is much more positive. You have the Page of Cups, so I'm wondering if some of you feel like you've been missing out on love, or maybe you feel like you lost a person. But I really feel there's like some like true love for those of you that want it coming in. For all of you, I would also focus on some sort of dream because we're in a very dreamy time. And you have the Nine of Cups, which is, again, it says the more you bathe in an energy, the more that you kind of embrace the energy of what you want, whatever your dream life is, the more likely it is that you're going to get it. So this is kind of like my act as if card. It is a card of bathing in the energy. I would also say make a wish at this time as well. I also feel, again, there could be wish fulfillment. That tower could be a good surprise. I mean, we're not there yet, so we're going to find out in just a minute. But, you could just, this is the row of the unexpected. Not to jump too far ahead here, but, it kind of looks like to me that maybe what's unexpected is that a person is actually interested in you here, Aries, or like a person that you've had your eye on is also interested in you. So I would say go for it. And again, I feel like you're waking up, or maybe a person is kind of waking up to you, and that could be the thing that gets us moving forward. Again, I would also encourage you, any risks that you want to take in work or business to like move things forward. We're not talking about crazy risk here. Again, we're talking about like a calculated risk. I would take those risks. Especially if it involves like putting yourself out there. Maybe you want to put up YouTube videos for your business, or Instagram or somewhere else. I would do it because this to me looks like a good risk. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Hierophant. There's like a legitimate connection coming in for you here. It could be an earth sign. You have Taurus and Capricorn. Could be a water sign as well, which I think water's been kind of, showing up in your readings. Could also be an Aquarius as well. But, those are the signs that stand out to me. But I do feel like there's like a commitment coming in for you. What I will say is that the Hierophant is a bridge between the heavens and the earth. So it's like the Nine of Cups, you're wishing for something. The universe is responding. With the Page of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands, communication, quick success. Good things coming in here with this Page of Cups if this is a person. Even if it's not a person, again, if it's a dream, and even if it is a person, again, I would be focusing on, expanding something that you are dreaming about. And again, that could be like a business, a personal project. Again, it's popping to my head as expansion. It makes perfect sense with Jupiter in your sign as well. That's the only thing I would be focusing on if I were you, because I said so. That's why I would focus on it. It'll just lead to success. Another card of movement as well. With the Judgment card, you have the Emperor, you showing up in a very strong position. It's like you're waking up to something. Like I said, I totally didn't even see this. Or I saw it, I didn't pay attention. This, to me, is the most powerful combination in the tarot, the Judgment card and the Tower. Really, I would prefer them to be right next to each other or on top of each other. To me, that makes it, like, more powerful. But when you have the Judgment card and the Tower, that is like a major revelation, a major wake-up call that you could be having. And again, we're finally past all these retrogrades that we've been having, so it wouldn't really surprise me if you were just gaining clarity, having a big wake-up call in some area of your life, right? Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, you're going to master your material reality in the future. Love it. You also have this Justice card. It says, make sure to be honest and ethical in money matters. So, again, I would make sure that that you're honest and ethical, of course. It says, something in your life needs to be brought into alignment. And I think it's your thinking, Maybe your thinking is all over the place, or I would say if you kind of what's popping into my head is if you have these thoughts where you start dreaming big, but then you pull yourself back and you're like, oh no, I need to be more in reality. I feel like this is saying, no, don't be in reality. Although, of course we have to live in reality. That's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is dream big, right? I feel like this is saying if you have those thoughts where you start to feel yourself expanding and then you get nervous and you pull back, I feel like this is saying, no, go move towards those thoughts, especially if it starts to feel good, because I feel like that's your future self, your higher self, your guides, angels, whatever. They're like guiding you towards bigger and better things. You have the Hierophant, again, the universe. He is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So he is kind of like guiding you. You have the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles. Again, I would be careful here if you're like, of anything financially or doing anything sketchy financially. I would just avoid, be careful of scams. Be careful of, doing anything that might be a little risky as far as your finances are concerned. And we're not talking about, like I said, calculated risk. We're talking about like gambling, stuff like that. I would avoid that this week, especially with that Justice card as well. You do have the Eight of Pentacles though, so I love the Eight of Pentacles because to me it's like work hard, play hard, but it's also, getting results for the work that you're doing. So I feel like you're getting pretty straightforward results in work and in business. I do feel like something is blowing up here in work is what I would say between these two. But it's going to lead to a new beginning. And again, I always pull the card that the Magician is pointing to. And I want to see what it is right now. You have the Shark card. It says survival and power on it. We're going to come back to that in a minute. But again, if you see something going the wrong direction, I would pay attention to those warnings. Again, it seems to me like pretty much all of us could be getting some warnings about things to come in the future. And we need to pay attention to those warnings. Again, it reminds me of YouTube. YouTube all of a sudden is like magically controlling all the words that we can say, right? Which, social engineering, don't get me started. But number two, don't get me started on my conspiracy theories. But number two, it's like the writing is on the wall. I've seen this happen before. And then all of a sudden, it's like they start taking these tiny little tiptoe steps towards some sort of bigger change that they're going to make. So I'm like, I'm not sitting around waiting to make some changes. And again, I feel like that's what this is saying. In work, especially, because this is popping into my head as work. Is something happening behind the scenes, or can you sense something happening? And again, I'm not saying this to scare you because it shouldn't be scary. Obviously, you're going to survive. You have that Shark card, but I just wouldn't sit around, and wait. is what I would say here. There could be marriage coming in. I do feel love here. Either someone's thinking about you, or you're thinking about a person. If you haven't met this person yet, I think you two will be obsessed with each other, plain and simple. And it's probably a good obsession, I would say. Sometimes I think it can be bad, but, obviously if it's like interrupting your life or whatever. But we're going to talk about that thoughts card in a minute. And I actually think you could be attracting a person who it's like either you are their muse or they are your muse, if that makes sense. And, I think that's a good thing. It's like you motivate each other, which is probably good. With the Hierophant, you have the World here. Definitely accomplishments coming in for you. Probably based off of, again, whatever you're telling the universe. With the Devil, you have the Two of Cups. Yep, told you. It could be a Capricorn. Could be someone who has a lot of Capricorn in their chart as well. Take it how it resonates, but, it could be anything. And so I feel like this is true love, probably a soulmate. Looks pretty good to me. And again, could be surprising in the sense that maybe you're just not expecting it or whatever. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. It's funny that I said, I don't see any cards of the home here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that this is my card of the home. There is some sort of change in your home. You could literally be moving, but it might not be that, might not be that big of a deal. You might just be making a change in the home. You might be moving. You could just be traveling more, and I definitely get that feeling. Could also just be, again, I would be careful of your emotions. We seem to be in like a very emotional time right now. The King of Cups has very deep emotions, but sometimes I think he needs to like explore how he feels about whatever it is that he wants in his life. So if there are things you want to create or things you want to have in your life, I feel like you need to dive into your emotions, because I feel like if you kind of like go, if you're thinking about changing your business, for example, or changing your job, I feel like if you go deep down inside, it's like maybe you find something else that you actually really want to do. I kind of get that feeling here, mostly because, again, we go Temperance to the Two of Swords. It's like you know what you want to do. You know that there's something more that you're meant to do as well. That's like the feeling I get. But it's almost like you're not doing it. I don't know. Let's see what we come up with. Next, you have this thoughts card that I can't even get off the table. Again, I do get like obsessive thoughts, but, do I really think this is a bad thing? I would say no. You can see that it's almost like she is his muse. She is the reason he creates things. And again, I'm not making a gender statement here. It doesn't matter. I feel like, again, you two could motivate each other. It's like just having each other in your life is what you need. So if you want love, looks amazing. If you don't want love, I do feel, and even if you do, again, I do feel like you are obsessively thinking about something that kind of like fulfills you with that Ace of Cups. Again, Ace of Cups obviously would be love, but outside of love, it could just be fulfillment. I also think it's interesting that we have the dove flying out of the cup here. This is the After Tarot, and you can see here on the Temperance card, he has finally transmuted that water into a dove, into peace. So I feel like some of you are kind of like working on a situation that you are turning around in your life, that you are improving. And is this part of the reading really unexpected? I would say no. What I think is unexpected is if you attract a person, I feel like that what's unexpected is that they're interested in you as well. Maybe you're just not expecting it. For others, I think what's a little bit unexpected here is, again, how well a change goes in your life. You could be causing tower moments for people in your life, but again, who cares? I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently. Again, either in your mid-monthly reading or the one that I did before that. I can't remember what that was. It seems to me like you could be making some choices. Maybe it's upsetting other people, but who cares? It's your life, is what I would say. I also, again, I would pay attention to the warnings. Again, I really don't feel there's much unexpected here. It's just another one of those weeks where pretty much nobody has anything unexpected. And I always say I don't try to like force my readings to fit if they don't. And so I don't really feel that much unexpected. But what I do feel is that, again, if the writing is on the wall, I think you need to pay attention to that. If you see something happening, like a change happening in work, especially, or business, then, I would start getting ahead of those changes. Because when you do that and you're prepared, then nothing bad will happen. Again, like I gave you the YouTube example, maybe nothing will happen, but guess what? You bet your ass I am prepared. I am prepared for what's coming. I'm prepared to handle what's going to happen, right? So that nothing happens. There you go. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Moon card here. You've been getting Pisces in your readings a lot, so some of you might have your eye or are dealing with a Pisces. I don't know what it is. Trust me, I'm a Pisces. I totally get it. Like, I don't know what it is about Pisces and Aries, but it's like every single Pisces I've ever met is always attracted to Aries. Every single person I'm attracted to is an Aries, so, there you go. I don't know. Whatever. There's some sort of weird connection. The other thing that I would say is, it's like maybe there's there's like a little bit of lack of clarity here. And again, more tied into your emotions. There is something here about your emotions. It's almost like I think you need to say, like, what do I really want to do with my life? Tap into your emotions, see how you feel, go deep. And then when you get as far as you possibly can, and you think, oh, this is really what I want to do, go deeper. I think that doing that exercise will help. With the Temperance card, you have the Death card, definitely a transformation. Some of you could be a Scorpio as well. You have the Tower, you have this card, and the World also can represent Scorpio, so could be a Scorpio coming in. With the Tower, you have the Six of Wands. I don't know, I feel like you're going to be successful. Again, it's almost like you're avoiding a Tower moment. Normally, the people on this card look jealous, and the guy is having an accomplishment. The whole story of the Six of Wands is that the guy has been to war. He's been through something very difficult, many Tower moments, right? But now he's coming back successful. So I feel like you're overcoming something that maybe has been a little bit of a challenge, and now you are gaining success. So, love it. Next, what are we doing? Messages from your guides. You have this card that says Triumph over Adversity. There you go. You also have the Shark card. Like I said, we pulled the card the Magician was pointing to, and it says Survival and Power on it. So I feel like you are being seen as a survivor, and I feel like you're being seen for your skills as well. It's like if you prepared for something that happened and you survived it, then I think people are kind of looking up to you. You have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Magician. Again, I would be using all your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities necessary to do what you want. This is a card of diversifying as well. So again, just using the YouTube example, it's like I've spread out my content everywhere now, like all over the place, just in case, right? So again, can you do that in your business or your career, wherever you're getting a warning? Can you diversify and make sure you're setting yourself up for success? He's also not afraid to use other tools at his disposal. So it's almost as if, like, if YouTube were to disappear tomorrow, like, could I create a blog giving readings? Probably, right? So, just that's a terrible example, but I'm just giving you an example here. I would be looking at other ways of doing things because it's just going to prepare you for more success. I also, for whatever reason, I have good news coming in here. It's like, it's almost like some sort of apology or something. I really can't grab onto the message, but I don't know, that might make sense for some of you. You have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you need to focus on what you're giving your energy to. The Nine of Pentacles, she keeps 6 Pentacles for herself if it wants to focus. And 3 Pentacles over here is what she's willing to give to any situation. And I do feel this is talking about balanced giving in your life, making sure you're keeping enough for yourself. You also have the Two of Swords. I'm just getting intuition here. She has this blindfold on, and it kind of represents the fact that maybe she needs to make an intuitive decision. So I feel like some of you, it is definitely time to trust that intuition of yours and make sure you're making decisions from your intuition. With the Two of Swords, you have the Four of Swords, card of recovery here. I do feel like you're recovering something that was lost. This could be love. Like maybe you had a negative love situation in the recent past, and it's not like this person is returning, but I do feel you could be meeting a person that's like true love. Same thing in work or business as well. For a lot of you, I feel like it's like you're kind of like doing what you're supposed to be doing. I get this feeling that some of you, it's like you're not, like, I feel like this message is for you if you know it. Like if you know what I'm about to say, right? Which is that you're not kind of, doing things at your full potential. It's like maybe you, like, again, I feel like that you're capable of doing more. And I feel like this, for whatever reason, that's what I'm getting here. It's like you are about to do more, which is good. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands. Yes, going on adventure. I see you being very independent here as well. It's like you're really taking care of yourself, which I think is definitely a good idea right now. With the Magician, you have the Page of Pentacles here. Definitely could be attracting a new job, new position, new business, mostly because of everything we said, but also could be attracting a new person in love. I love this reading. I feel like you're setting yourself up for success regardless of what is going on in the world is basically what it's saying. So we're going to pull 5 main themes now. And you have this endurance card. Some of you, I feel like you're being seen as a person who does not give up, and again, for whatever reason, I feel like this is going to be super beneficial for you. Like, sometimes thinking like business, if you didn't give up or if you found success through difficult times or whatever, it's like this could be having people want to hire you for like to be a consultant or, other things. It's like you've made yourself very valuable by not giving up. Same thing in love. You have this resistance card. Again, I think this is what needs to be overcome. I swear you have this card in your last reading with me as well, because I was talking all about the War of Art, where he talks all about resistance, and he talks all about saying, overcoming resistance, because that's where like true success is, on the other side of resistance. And that's what I feel like you need to pay attention to here. Next, you have this seduction card. Definitely love coming in for you. We've talked about this because, this is Jupiter in Pisces. You've definitely had this card with me before as well. And we had Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is now in Aries. It's almost as if the readings, because you've had this card with me before, I know. It's almost as if the readings are saying, the change from Jupiter in Pisces to Jupiter in Aries could be the thing that is bringing like true love into your life. You have this speculation card. Again, this card keeps coming up a lot as well, and I think that we all need to really just pay attention to the evidence, right? There's too much dreaminess, and the good news is we have Saturn moving into Pisces, which I think will kind of bring a little bit more like serious energy, or maybe we're not just buying into a fantasy that doesn't exist anymore, right? So, but again, no speculating, no assumptions, right? And finally, you have the Sun in Pisces. Are you kidding me? You have all these Pisces cards, so it could be a Pisces, but this card says Vision on it, and we talked about that with the Nine of Cups and the Page of Cups. Page of Cups can kind of be a dream, and I feel like you need to listen to your kind of like your inner voice. I feel like you need to do some like emotional deep dives as well about like how you feel about things, like in all areas of your life. And then I feel like you need to focus on what you want, because then you're going to get it. Plain and simple. But pretty good reading, Aries. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.